and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to introduce you to an organization that is working to prevent bullying in all of Hampton Roads, but starting in Hampton. My guest is Shant'a Miller-Synaker.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And K'bana Blaq, who we've seen before, also is working with the organization. Tell us why you started this. What is the need for Parents Against Bullying?
The need for Parents Against Bullying, the reason that I started Parents Against Bullying is in 2012, one of my twin girls was brutally attacked on a school bus by her bully. And at that point, I knew that I did not want another family to go feeling left alone or another child feeling like they could not speak up and speak out about bullying. So that's the whole purpose of Parents Against Bullying. Even though it's from something reactive, we try to be proactive and get the word out and the awareness.
School buses are hard because there's one
Yes.
adult
Yes.
and they're way up in the front of the bus and
Yes.
they're looking forward.
Yes.
You know, they're kind of busy driving.
Yes.
I've heard other kids who have felt vulnerable there.
Yes.
But I mean, okay, there have been bullies around forever and ever.
Yes.
What makes someone be a bully? How do you work with parents? Do you work with kids? I mean, how do you try to get at this problem?
We work with both. We're the support of the family, so that's including the children and the adults. We work very closely with the schools as well. But the whole thing is that we have to make them comfortable in talking to us because social media has taken over to the point where we didn't have that at one time, and now it's spreading.
Whole different kind
Absolutely.
of bullying, and people do it for the social media attention,
Absolutely.
or at least that feeds into
Yes,
it.
goes into cyberbullying and all kinds of things.
Yeah. How do you get your handle on a problem that's become that big?
Well, again, we have to make sure that we keep speaking awareness, that it's okay to talk about it, that it's not cool, that it's not anything that feels good. Hurt people hurt people. So therefore, we have to get to the root of it, and we have to be proactive in starting with the youth. K'bana and I are in the schools as young as the kindergartners talking about awareness and doing our school tours and talking about speak up and speak out and bullying is real and things of that nature. So we start from the ground up.
Is this like a full-time thing for you now? I mean, it sounds, when I first heard about your organization, I think, it was shortly after you'd started and you had some great ideas and plans, and now you're like out there all the time.
Yes, believe it or not, I still juggle a full-time job.
Oh, wow.
A salon.
You must have flexible hours.
Yes, I do, and I'm grateful for that. So we still make sure that we take care of all the bases, work, the organization, being a mommy, all the other good stuff, so yes.
So what do you tell kids about bullying? What's your message?
Well, we have a theme song called I Ain't No Punk, which is talking about, and I'll let K'bana speak more on that, but it's talking about that, you're no different from me, I'm no different than you, and we all are somebody, and that it's okay to speak up and speak out. Again, don't be a bystander. We give the parents the tips on what to watch for. We give the kids different scenarios. We make it fun sometimes, meaning when we do our school tours, it's like a pep rally setting, but we make sure that we're very serious about the awareness that we spread. So they leave with a big, huge message. And it's funny because once we leave a school and come back, they're like, hey, this is the no bully zone. I ain't no punk lady. And I'm like, absolutely. So when you make it fun, you catch their attention and they keep those things in mind. So that's how we kind of do it, just touching bases. Mm-hmm.
So K'bana, you kind of continue to relate to youth. You've got a young spirit. Mm-hmm. We've seen that before. I mean, how do you come up with the kind of tune or song that's going to stick with kids?
Well, for me, first of all, I've been bullied, and the song was previously already written. And when I met Shani, she asked me to come host her 1000 Youth March, which was amazing. Of course, I was a preschool teacher for 9 years. I mean, I love kids, and I just think that I have a natural ability. It's not something that I think I worked hard for. I think it's just a given gift. But the main thing for me is I always think about making it relatable and making sure that they get it, not making it very hard for them. And when we go to the schools, one of the things we do is a chant is called, I'm different and I like it, and I am a brand. Making kids understand that it's okay to be different. Because I think with bullying, the first thing that the bully does, it tries to target your difference and makes fun of your difference.
Yes.
So you have to tell the kids, you're different and it's okay. And you're a brand, meaning like who you are is what you stand for. And that's why we say stand up and speak out. And we do cool things like Walking Against the Bully, which was a fashion show for shoes. And we're about to do a CD against the bully. And we just create a lot of activities where we allow the kids to come in, have fun, but then let that message seep in instead of being like boom, boom, boom. It's seeping in because a lot of the kids are very resistant to adults because adults are not defending them. They're not speaking up for them. So a lot of times they look at adults and say, well, I'm not going to listen. So when we come in, I mean, we're different, we're cool, I guess, quote, and they listen to us. And since they're listening to us, we want to feed them something. And that's pretty much where my job comes in, is finding creative ways to make sure that what she says happens.
So the way a bully gains power, I think what you're saying is by making the person feel bad.
Absolutely.
And if you don't feel bad about whatever your characteristic
Yes.
is, whether you're, not athletic or tubby or your parents are different or
Right.
you live somewhere you're not wearing the right clothes,
Right.
whatever that is, if the person can own that
Yes.
and feel okay about it, it takes away some of the bully's power.
Correct.
Exactly.
So in our mentoring group, our Girl Talk group and our Gent Talk group, that's the basis. We are building them up, building their confidence, building their self-esteem, giving them all of the tools they need for conflict resolution. Just building them, that our character building. So all that goes hand in hand with what we're doing. That's just a piece of the umbrella of Parents Against Bullying, but we have to build in order so that they can stand and so that they can know that it's okay to be them and they're different and they like it and they're a brand, and meaning that there's all different kinds of brands and so there's all different kinds of people. So we just make it all mesh together and that's what we do.
So does this branding idea, did this come from you? You're a brand. I mean, K'bana Blaq is a brand.
Yes.
And you're proud of your difference and the variety of things that you do and that make up you.
Well,
It's
definitely.
such a modern concept. I mean, I literally just went to a national motivational speaker and he talked about how to brand yourself, how to be yourself, and how to use social media, for adults
Right.
to figure out what makes them unique
Absolutely.
and what their strengths are. And here you are talking the same thing he was to younger children.
I mean, that's the key. The key is staying current. If you're not current, then what happens is a lot of times you become the past. And
Right,
for me,
right.
I think
You're like the
past,
duck and cover,
I like the past though because the past is our history. So your job is to always take the past, bring it to the present, and make it seem like the future. And I think a lot of times kids are not thinkers no more. The phones and everything have caused them to kind of depend, even to spell. So we have to get back in there and say, hey, you have a gift of creativity. You have something inside of you that's so unique, but if you don't let it out, if you don't use it, then no one knows who you really are. Because who you really are is the creative things that are inside of you. I think every person is creative.
Right.
I think we limit ourselves. And then going back to what you said before, it's how the bully makes you feel, but then the bully feels the same way.
Well, let's talk about the bully for a second, because I think it's really easy to demonize the bully and say, ship him off to juvie, get rid of him. It's a problem.
But that's
But
that's not one of the things that we do. We
Absolutely.
take in the bully as well. We do not shun them off because they're feeling something too. They're hurt. Something has happened to them. You're not born a bully. So we make sure that we stick to that as well, and we build them up. We help them. We give them the resources that they need as well. We never ever shun them away. So we may have a room of kids. There may be a couple of bullies in the room, and then there may be some victims in the room, or there just may be
or
some
someone can
peers.
be different
Correct.
at different times.
Correct.
Someone who has been bullied
Correct.
wants that power
Correct.
and bullies someone else,
Correct.
and it creates a chain.
Correct. So we
Right.
do not leave them out at all. At all.
Yes, and we're creating something specifically for the bully. We're creating something that we can have them have an open forum because the thing about it is, it's communication. It's just like a debate. It's just like politics. If we lose,
Oh, don't make it like politics.
but
Politics is bullying right now. I think.
But the crazy thing, it's a great example. If we lose freedom of speech, then we lose what we're all about. I think the kids need to understand that they're okay to speak their truth. Kids are afraid to talk. And because they're afraid to talk, then they hide. And then when they hide, then they disguise. And when they disguise, you cannot get to them. So we are making it okay for them to talk, to take off their mask and say, this is who I really am. And then we can deal with the problem. Because if you're not going to let somebody be honest, then you're never going to get to know them.
Absolutely.
So if a person is a bully, you got to say, it's okay. Let me know that. So then I can help you.
Absolutely.
That's why adults go to, psychiatrists. You know what I'm saying? It's the same principle. It's just made more trendy and I think honest because we're sincere. And that's another thing. I think the reason why Parents Against Bullying does so well is because it's sincere. It's not just a gimmick. It's not just we're out here to do it for the money. It's because we really want to make a difference. And that's the kind of kids we want to put into to understand whatever you do it with sincerity so you can make a positive effect on a child. So that's important.
Is it sometimes easier for a kid who isn't yours to tell you what's going on than it is for them to tell their own parents?
Absolutely, and that's even with my own.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, and I used to struggle with it because I'm like, I'm in the community all the time, and I'm dealing with this, and I'm, getting phone calls all day and all night and emails from other parents, and then I'm able to get through to their kids, or their kids are blatantly open to tell me all kinds of things that's going on, and we can, work it out. But my own, they're looking like,
I know.
It's almost like your parents are the strangers, and they're like, they don't know what they're talking about, but we really do. But that's with anybody. You're more comfortable sometimes with somebody, an outside person. So that's where we go to the village. It takes a village to raise a child. So if I'm a part of the village and I can help someone else's kid and they can help mine, then so be it. Let's do it. And that's just always been my motto. Let's just help. I mean, I talk to kids in Chicago. We have kids in Chicago, Atlanta, Los Angeles right now. And we're going to Lawrenceville, Virginia, because we've had a school principal to call me at midnight about these issues that were going on with bullying. And we're actually traveling on the 12th of next month, of April, to do a school tour in Lawrenceville for these kids because, it's a growing thing, but we want to condense it. But we've got to travel and reach out and help them. And again, couldn't get through with the parent. Well, they couldn't get through to their parents. The parents wasn't understanding why they couldn't get these things. But as soon as we got on the phone and FaceTime and call, the kids were like, this is what's going on, Miss Shawnee. This is what I need help with. And these kids are very, very young, like 6 years old.
What age do you want to work with? I mean, I think there's bullying that goes on through adulthood. Let's all be honest. It's in the workplace. But if you start, is there an age at which you can keep it? I mean, you can change people's path.
Well,
or can you always change people's path?
I feel like everyone can be changed. But right now, our thing is from 6 to 17 is our ballpark figure. That's where we're seeing the rim of things. And that's where we are. From 6 years old all the way to 17 years old. That's where our kids are coming from. That's the ages.
And you do see the connection between bullying and gangs.
Absolutely.
But you would think that a kid who's bullied knows not to join a gang, but I think do you look for protection? Do you look for belonging?
Kids want to belong to something. It's all about wanting to fit in. So if they're the standoff person and then someone, say from the gang, comes in and say, well, listen, why don't you come with us, or we'll let you do these cool things with us or whatever, and then they're feeling like they belong to something.
They're
more powerful. Gangs are, as I was told the other day in a conference, is organized bullying. That's all it is. It goes hand in hand. Youth violence and bullying all goes hand in hand.
And you don't want to be the victim, so you become a part.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's fear. Most of the time that just gets to fear, being afraid. A lot of people don't want to use that word, but for me, it's fear. When you're afraid, you just try to figure a way not to feel that way. And you have to think about what kids wake up every day that they're really afraid to go to school, to go outside and go to the playground.
Yes.
I have not.
Did you feel that way, K'bana?
Oh, terrible. Like I would wait to the last minute to walk out of class to go to class. I would get so many tardy discipline sheets because I would just be waiting to go to the next thing. So I think it's very funny who I am today because that person had to fight to get to this person. And that's why I'm such a strong person when it comes to kids, because a lot of times we don't really see what a child is going through because they just hide very well. Kids are really good at hiding themselves. And now that you have all these trendy clothes and kids are wearing makeup and all this kind of stuff.
Kids can look on the outside
yeah.
like they fit in.
Yes.
But inside
yeah.
could
Exactly.
be totally different.
Right.
And that's why we we do the no bully zones. We've partnered with Peninsula Town Center, and that's a place where a lot of kids hang out. The playground at the Peninsula Town Center is the no bully zone.
Yes.
That's a area where kids are. The schools, we're trying to get more schools to jump aboard as far as being a no bully zone. And we can't just wait till October, the anti-bullying month. We have to do it all the time, constantly, because it happens constantly. The community centers are now coming aboard, so that's a good thing. So any area where there's kids, families, that's what we're trying to become partnerships with so that people will know. Just like the stop smoking sign, we want the no bully signs to be just the same, so people can be safe and feel safe and feel like it's okay to talk to somebody if need be.
All right, so if people are out there watching this and think, this occurs in my family or in my neighborhood or whatever, how can they reach you? How can they get involved in or ask for your resources?
Well, we have a website, and it's www.pabva.com. Also, our email address is p.a.b.virginia@gmail.com, and our contact phone number is 757-329-2859. So any of those resources are there able to reach us, or follow us on Facebook at PABVA Parents.
Okay, and you guys do have events periodically. We'll try to keep people informed of rallies and your 1,000 Kid March or whatever it is you're doing. Let the community know about that.
We have an audition coming up this Saturday, the 2nd and on the 9th, for any youth that are interested in being a part of our soundtrack against bullying. And that's a great opportunity. We're looking for spoken word artists, dancers, rappers, singers, and I think that'll be an excellent opportunity for our youth. We have a producer coming out of LA that's going to take care of everything, and we're also going to do a video. So if they're interested in that, then contact us and we'll give you more information.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds great. Thank you both so much. And thank you for the work you're doing in the community.
No, thank you for having us.
We all need it. We need to work together because whether or not we have kids, this generation affects everybody. And they're going to continue to affect us. So the more we can do to make them healthy and whole and strong, it's going to benefit all of us in the long run.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. I hope you've learned both about bullying and about this wonderful organization doing great work with our youth. Thanks for watching.